Hello and welcome to Eye on Oakland. I'm Chuck Moss, your host, and we've got a great show. We have one of my favorite people, actually, from the Oakland County Commission. We have Commissioner Karen Joliat from District 8. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. Full disclosure, we served together, and so she's been a colleague. But today we're going to get some questions about the Oakland County Commission, very important in the county. So let's just get a real hardball question. Are you ready?
Sure, shoot me.
You're ready?
Shoot it at me.
You.
No, shoot it at me.
What's going on at the commission?
Well, we've been busy with budget, which was finally approved.
Budget. I like to talk budget.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So you've been busy with the budget.
Busy with the budget, which was just approved in September. Lots of conversation, lots of programs that we discussed. Yeah.
So how big is the county budget, basically?
1.1 billion.
Get out of here.
Yes, that is the total budget now.
It was $500 million when I was there.
Well, times are good, apparently.
No kidding. Okay, so is it 1.5? Now, how much of that do you know offhand? How much of that is incoming revenue from state and federal, or?
I don't have those numbers.
That's
I have what we have for general fund, which is $627 million. That I have the numbers for.
627 general fund. Okay.
Yes. And then, there's the fund balance, and then there is the proprietary funds.
Now, you didn't have a county shutdown. There was a
No.
state, okay, it wasn't really a shutdown. It was kind of like a,
A pause.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know they could do that. I thought,
Yeah.
I didn't know they could do that. I mean, what can I say? And of course, the feds. I think we are in shutdown mode at the moment, and I'm not noticing any difference. But
Yes. I'm
The
not either.
sun
And
is
I flew. I was actually flying home from New York last weekend. And thankfully.
my wife flew in from Switzerland actually, and went right through customs and everything.
Okay, she had a good. Okay, good.
Okay, there you go. So anyway, there. I understand you did recently a $18 million adjustment, though, right? That was for Lansing, because Lansing gives money and takes it away or something.
The last update I had heard is that our revenue sharing was actually going up.
Oh, really?
Yes. I had a meeting with actually State Representative Mike Harris. It was my district, so there were a number of other districts there, and Oakland County's was supposed to go up slightly.
Well, that's good, because usually they take money from us.
Right.
We are a net donor county.
Well, not yet.
Ah.
From what he has said, but as you know, as serving at the state, those numbers are adjustable up until the end of the year.
Well, good. Now, the COVID bucks, we all got floods
yes.
have we spent all the COVID bucks?
Yes, in that the COVID dollars had to be allocated or spoken for by the end of, I believe it was 2026, and then I think they had to be spent by 2028.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So they've been appropriated. They haven't all been spent, but they've been appropriated.
Yeah. Now, they came with lots of strings. I remember in the days of the the Obama stimulus, where everything came, but you had to spend it for exactly delineated things. You couldn't just use it, the way you wanted to. Is that basically the COVID bucks were the same thing, or?
Yes, there were umbrellas that covered and all of the pockets that they were allocated to had to have some direct effect or indirect effect by COVID.
Union labor. Oh, excuse me. That was the Obama stimulus. Yeah.
So yes, in order to be able to justify its allocation, there had to have been a tie to a COVID-related factor.
Which could be anything.
Well. Depending on how creative you want it to be, yes.
We can get very creative. But,
okay.
Now, the COVID bucks. I mean, one thing that I learned at one point was that no one-time money for ongoing programs. Don't use one-time money for ongoing programs.
Yes.
And, of course, we had the Gosling Amendment, which I don't know if you still do, which was if you pick up a grant and you want to start something with grant money, you put in the resolution that, not a law, resolution, that when the grant money goes away, the program goes away.
Yes, actually, Commissioner Gingell brought that up last year. I was, or maybe 2 years ago in Public Health and Safety. I was unaware of that, but I thought, wow, this is great to put into these programs. So I'm going to talk about how the budget has been appropriate, some of the highlights of how it's been. But to bring it back to the Goslin Amendment, that there were programs started with ARPA dollars that have transitioned over to full programs that now are being supported by the general fund.
By the county.
Yes. Yes.
By the way, Marilyn Gosling was a county commissioner from Bloomfield Township, and she passed away just 3 years ago. And so she was actually one of us. So
yes.
And I think she has relatives, and she is still sorely missed and remembered. But
that's a great amendment.
Yeah, I wish I went up to Lansing. I said we should be doing this, and we'll call it the Moss Amendment. But I couldn't get anyone to do it.
Okay.
All right. So you can still call it the Moss Amendment. But so now, when you're putting the budget together, how did it work? You were going to talk about how it came together and all that.
So, well, as you know, being on the finance committee, I'm not on the finance committee, but I do know the process in that. Basically, over the summer, they meet frequently with each department. When I came from township government, the whole board of trustees was in on the budget process, so it was similar, just a smaller bucket. But you sit through the budget hearings with each department, and they make their cause for why they should be getting the money and why they need it, and then the budget committee kind of goes through the nuts and bolts and comes out to make a justification by which programs make it through and which programs probably are still good programs or good requests, but don't have the money to do it right now.
I understand how that is. Now, policy-wise, things are they quiet, or is there a lot of stuff going on, or what?
Well, there's some debate about are you talking about board policy?
Anything, you tell me.
Well, there's some debate about interpretation of board policy, but
by that we're talking. Are we talking about ethics here?
The ethics. Are you talking? I thought that's where you're going.
I thought that's where you were going.
No, that's not.
We'll get into that. Don't worry.
But to address the ethics. Well, it was interesting because obviously that ethics resolution was brought up in the Oakland press 2-3 weeks ago after Coulter's press conference.
Right. So let me just set the table here. Is that there was an ethics. County Executive Dave Coulter came up with a proposal for an ethics ordinance. To apparently apply not only to his own executive branch, but to the legislature, the commission itself.
Yes,
because
elected officials.
All elected officials, including the ones he has authority over and ones he don't. Mm-hmm. And so what's all that about?
Well, as you know, I don't know. Well, you weren't there when the state did institute theirs, which I know.
I was not there.
You were not there.
Yeah, we could be as unethical as we could get away with. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That didn't really
The Wild West. Which I know had its struggles, and so that's good that we've learned. I hope that we've learned from their struggles. We have not seen it was introduced at the board meeting this last week, so we'll see how quickly that it moves through committee and if there should be amendments. But interestingly enough, it was introduced, a very similar version, back in, this is October. So maybe back in June, Commissioner Nelson and Commissioner Conval had introduced a very, very similar resolution for ethics, and it never went anywhere. It never made it to committee, nothing.
Golly.
Yes, and so now...
Gee. Yeah.
So now we have it coming from Coulter and...
The executive,
and it has been embraced.
It says that all county elected leaders and other top officials must report important financial interests and also the disclosures placed online.
Yes, I should have brought you a copy. You could have,
I could have read it. Yeah, I just did. Yeah. But the bottom line is that let's say that I'm a county commissioner and I own a gas station at Woodward and Maple, and I vote on whether or not the county should buy the gas station on Woodward and Maple. I should disclose that, right?
You should.
I should.
Yes.
I would think that would be, if I didn't, it doesn't break the law.
No, it doesn't. And to recuse yourself doesn't exactly work either. You can recuse yourself, but you know your relationships and people know. Yes.
Yeah. That's how things get corrupt. You can't do that.
Correct. They do muddy the waters.
Yes. And Oakland County, of course, has been not notorious. That's not the right word. Has been noted for being clean.
Yes, it's always had a very good reputation.
Yeah.
Yes, for decades.
For decades. We can use the P word, can't we?
Sure.
Patterson.
Well,
Or the B word, Brooks. Yeah. So that's interesting. Is there looking like anything will come of it?
We'll see how this progresses. Like the states, the original one that was introduced had some significant augmentation. So we'll see where this goes. I am on Legislative Affairs, which is the committee that it'll go through. So we'll see if there are amendments or, changes to it right now. But it does very much mirror what the state has at this point.
I know that my wife said, look, you mean if they pass that, I'd have to disclose, what I make and all that? And I said, yeah, I guess so. I mean, and what the opera pays you. But,
I think you have to disclose if you make over a certain amount. You don't have to disclose the exact amount. It's just if you make over a certain amount with any other business that you're part of, you have to disclose that you do make an income from it.
I mean, I knew somebody who, because he had worked for General Motors, recused himself from every automotive purchase at all at the local level. I thought that was taking it a little far.
Yeah.
But I said, look, everything we vote on when I was in Birmingham affects my property values. I can't recuse myself from everything.
Right. Oh, very good point.
I mean, if it's good for the city, it's good for me.
Right.
But yeah, right. I think that's probably not a bad idea. I mean, if you were, say, let's take a hypothetical, you were, say, hypothetically a consultant for a business that is trying to do business with the county, and then voting on it, I would think that should be disclosed.
I agree. It just becomes, how much do you have to disclose about your consulting business? Do you disclose your clients, or do you just disclose?
I mean, it takes there's a fine line here because you don't want to be giving away proprietary stuff.
Right.
But if hypothetically, I had a consulting business and a client of mine was going to do business with the county, I would think at least the existence of the relationship with myself and that client should be on the public record.
That would be full disclosure, yes.
Just speaking hypothetically, that's all. Yes, indeed. Well, you don't have any clients in front of, do you?
I don't have a side business. No, I don't consult. Not a lawyer, so no, I don't.
I didn't either. I didn't either. I did have one where the only piece of legislation I got done in my first year in Lansing was to fix it so that if you had a rabies vaccination for 3 years, you didn't need to show proof for those 3 years to get people to. And I did have dogs in Birmingham that needed to show that. So I guess I did do self-dealing. So we're gonna take a break right now, and we're gonna come back with Karen Joliat, who is the Oakland County Commissioner, District 8. And I've got a bunch of questions about the county. I understand you're going to be doing event sponsorship.
Yes, that comes out of the board special project funds. And so it's kind of tied to that if you are going to request something for your district, that the Oakland County now gets signage. So it's turned into more of a sponsorship.
You mean, okay, so and before we go, Ray, so if I were to get money, let's say for giving dog collars to the Birmingham residents, it would say Oakland County and...
Yeah, Oakland County would get, I guess it's negotiated between you and the program, but Oakland County would get signage.
I like that.
Somewhere.
I never got to like have my name on stuff.
Well, I don't know if you get the name on it, but you get Oakland County on it.
Oh, well, that's a good thing. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Karen Joliat here on Eye on Oakland.
Bloomfield Township Senior Services promotes wellness and strengthens the community through social connections, fitness classes, aquatics, day trips, and more. Our staff is here to serve you, offering lifelong learning and interactive opportunities for residents age 50 and above. Invest in your vitality with us. Follow us to learn more and stay up to date. We look forward to meeting you.
Welcome back to Eye on Oakland. I'm Chuck Moss, your host, and our guest is Karen Joliat, County Commissioner Karen Joliat from District 8. And you were going to talk about, it seems to be Budget Day, which is a good one.
Budget time.
Well, it's our money, right? It's your money, it's my money.
Right.
So how did this come together? How did you do it?
Well, through the budget committee process, and then it was vetted, and then we voted on it, and then we got to vote on the highlights of the different programs that were included in the budget. So I mentioned earlier, general fund is about $627 million. And in terms of how that, I'm just going to highlight some of the things that's been appropriated to.
Yeah, sure.
The clerk's office, believe it or not, does not have digitized records yet.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
What do you mean? Like they're like it's programmed in Sanskrit or something?
Well, not that bad, but just old school files.
Old
and
school.
hard copy.
So all right.
So their request, and rightfully so, was for $250,000 to get a large scanner and start digitizing all documents, making it easier for residents to come in and get things, and just for them to get better organized.
This is, after all, the 21st century.
Yep, welcome to it, right? The clerk's office
It's
now gets
a quarter
to join.
over.
Right, well, better late than never.
Yeah.
Public health and safety and housing. $150,000 was appropriated for beach water testing. I don't know if you're familiar with that program. It wasn't quite as
I am.
robust. Okay.
Yeah, because we've got so many lakes in Oakland County, you got to test the water to make sure that it's safe.
So prior to this, and well, I guess last year we had this too, but prior to this, we were given interns to help with the water testing. So not a lot. There were some done, but we didn't have enough to
You
do.
had interns?
Yes, that would come in the summer to do the
Oh,
testing.
to work with the county water
yes,
department?
Yes, yep.
That would be with the water
Well, actually,
resources.
that would be with public health.
Oh,
That's
okay.
who did it. Yeah, Leanne Stafford's office.
Leanne Stafford.
Yeah, director of public.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm on 8 lake boards. As you know, there's over 1,400 lakes in Oakland County. 74 of them have public access. And one of the bigger issues, as the summers are getting warmer, you're getting higher E. coli levels.
Yes, indeed.
And so it brought forth a need from
Every county commissioner gets on lake boards.
Yes. Well, you have to be on the ones in your district.
I was on them.
Okay. So that was a very passionate request. So thankfully that was taken. So now the residents will know when the water is safe and not safe to swim in.
Yes, that's very important. And dealing with septic and all that. Yeah.
Right.
So okay. So what else? What else is what is the largest item? Would that be like the sheriff's department or?
So the sheriff's department did get they got $224 million, but the biggest chunk of theirs, or the new part of theirs, is the anti-human trafficking task force. So of that, the $500,000. So back in 2021, the prosecutor's office started to transition from narcotics to human trafficking, still with narcotics, but
Right.
realizing it's stemming from the human trafficking.
Nobody knew. It flew under the radar until
Yes.
suddenly they realized how big and horrible it was.
Right. So that was 2021. And then in 2024, the state came out with a statewide training for human trafficking and how to, the factors and the different things to look at. And with that became a huge influx of caseload to the prosecutor's office and to the sheriff's department.
Because you suddenly found out the scope of the problem.
Exactly. I am on the anti-human trafficking task force, so I'm happy to see that this.
Oh, you are?
That this, yes.
Excellent.
So I'm happy to see that this initiative was addressed and got taken care of. So now the prosecutor's office has another prosecutor, and the sheriff's department has another personnel to help with the increased caseload.
Okay, that's doing the Lord's work with that.
Yes. It's been, yeah. The bad news is that, there's all these cases. The good news is that we're catching them. And the sheriff's office has actually created a multi-jurisdictional unit, because before you could only police within your community, and then they would travel to the next community, and now you can start
Sort of like we did with Clemis and getting into everything.
Yeah, exactly like that. So
as this is horrible, and it was always there, but it was under the radar, and now we look at the scope of the problem. Oh my God!
Yes. Quite tragic. Yes.
Oh, so now I have a question. The public transit. Got
Yes.
transit. Got the
Yes.
transit millage. How is that working out?
Well, according to I've been to presentations from WOTA, which is the West Oakland Transit Authority.
Yeah, there's
and
WOTA and
NOTA,
NOTA and YOTA, and there's lots of them, lots of
So
OTAs.
they're in my district.
They are yours.
And so the presentations that we've seen, the ridership has it's soared.
Really?
Yes. Now I can't speak because I'm not on the Transportation Authority, so I don't know about how SMART's doing in the other areas. I just know of the two independent authorities.
Uh-huh.
And those are the door-to-door.
Right.
For
dial a ride.
Yes.
Basically dial a ride.
Yes. So in terms of that respect, I know that those are going strong and have been quite utilized by the community. And the most needed or the most dependent of the community that really need those services.
Seniors mainly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seniors, yeah. Veterans, challenges with mental health, yes.
Sure. And so it's good to know that the increased income that has been brought by the millage is actually helping some
Is
people.
generated. And they have been, I will say, they have been putting out surveys for the communities to all pipe in with.
Yeah.
To try if the program is to restructure or create new routes, where is it needed? So, I strongly encourage my communities to do feedback, we're not getting enough services, or we need this route. Yeah.
I was on the I was the Oakland County Public Transit Authority. I think I
Right.
chaired that for a while, and I was also on the Regional Transit Authority. And it came to me as, we've got the technology. Why do we need routes? Why don't we have a combination of Uber and dial-a-ride so that every day there are different routes? People call in, and they can use the technology to actually just go where the people are and take them to where they want to go.
They do have the Flex, and I'm not sure. And
What
that is like an Uber.
Yeah.
And you call and it picks you up. I have not used it, and I'm not that familiar with it. But I have another friend and I that want to try to get down to I don't know, at least Royal Oak, and see how, because I'm out in Waterford.
You're way out there, yeah.
And to actually navigate, just for, because we're all paying taxes into it, and if we wanted to use it, how does this actually work?
See, it's easy for me. I walk like 10 minutes from my house to Woodward and Maple and pick up the 451, and that'd take me all the way down Woodward to downtown
And
Detroit.
that's the Smart Bus, right?
That is a SMART, but you're talking about the Transportation Authority that is in
Right.
Western County.
Well, Smart is part of that.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes. Smart, they do have and again, I'm not on the transportation committee, so I'm
That's
not
right.
sure how they're weaved in. It would actually be great if they could come do a presentation to the board. We have not heard from them in
should
terms of doing that.
Who's SMART or WOTA?
Smart. No, WOTA's been very good about.
you should invite them.
I know. I think the transportation committee has.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a couple of numbers. But yeah, you can do
Okay.
that. But yeah, so now I have a question. I've seen that there's a couple of things that in the budget. Is there a county trust fund for affordable housing?
There is. So you spoke.
Okay.
You spoke about if programs were created from the ARPA money, the
Yes.
American Rescue Plan money, that they were not to be, well, with the Goslin Amendment, not to be
Gosling, yeah.
Yes. But this
Gosling.
one had
Not Goslin, Gosling.
Gosling. I'm sorry.
That's someone
I
different.
know that it's an actor.
Yes.
So I will say that it has had some positive impact. So this year it got an additional $2.6 million for affordable housing, and that also includes repairs for seniors and a personnel to coordinate a blueprint for homeless shelters and homeless transitional living.
Okay, so this is like a county human services department.
Essentially, yes.
And we can afford it, I guess.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes. It did make it into the. I don't. Again, not being part of the finance committee, I don't know what programs
No, that's all right.
did not make it in because of it. But yes, that made it in.
Well, good. I mean, you need to. It helps do things. I also see that there was. I know that the chairman of the board of commissioners talked about the county doing something about student debt, the problem of student debt.
Yes. So that was another program.
How do
that
we?
I did not think was going to be sustained, and I was surprised that it was, because I thought that there was some transition with just being the change in the federal administration with President Trump getting elected, that there weren't going to be as many institutions offering canceling student loans. But that did receive I had it on here. 323,000.
That's a lot of money.
It is. And what that program does, interestingly, it pays Savvy, and Savvy is a for-profit platform that
Savvy, like S-A...
SAVI. You can look it up.
All right.
It's online. And what they
Savvy.
Yeah, you can
That sounds
French
vaguely
about it.
French, yeah.
They connect individuals with institutions that do student debt forgiveness. And again, I haven't tried it. Apparently, that there is a large amount of these firms that people, or companies rather, that people aren't aware of. And so with this 323,000, we pay Savvy, and Savvy gives so many people a free membership to access their platform.
Okay, so basically they're putting people together with providers which are hopefully
They'll
ethical.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah.
And they'll review your material and your income and all that other stuff to see if you qualify for it.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to run out of time, so I want to know what is your favorite? What is maybe your biggest thing you're working on?
Right now,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always into infrastructure.
Okay.
And
How so?
roads. And I'm very excited about the money that the state is going to that the state is giving Oakland County for roads, subdivision roads specifically. As you know, I mean, the whole state is in a disrepair for roads. But to see how that is allocated, as you know, I started the township subdivision road program because of the way that funding system is set up. You have to go through a special assessment district.
Yep.
And so I'm hoping to see that program grow and that more residents and subdivisions start to see better roads.
Well, since you mentioned that, just is that Bloomfield Township subdivision roads are basically owned by the Road Commission.
Right.
Now, Birmingham, it's a city, and so you do through the city, but Bloomfield Township and, of course, many other places, the condition of your roads, you got to go to the Road Commission.
Right.
The township doesn't handle that. And I've walked lots of roads in Bloomfield Township. I've done a lot of door-to-door where the houses are beautiful, the lawns, the landscape is gorgeous, and the roads are a disaster. And it's because it has to come out of the township. So you're going to be helping with that.
Yes. Well, to the extent, that I can. I'd like to put money to infrastructure because I feel everybody benefits from that. But as you know, you live in a city, but townships, they are owned by the Road Commission, but it's up to the residents to pay to get your roads done. And that's an education thing too. I don't think a lot of residents know that in townships. I think they're waiting for.
Well, it's tough. Of course, in cities, the cost sharing. This is a Birmingham issue right now. It's very burning. Who's going to pay for it and how much is going to pay for it? There will be an election, and that will decide a lot of things. But,
okay.
Yeah,
stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Right. Well, it's been great having you on.
Well, thank you. This has been very enlightening for me too.
Yes. Well, I appreciate it. It sounds like basically the county's doing okay.
Yes. On budget paper, yes, we're fiscally doing all right, yes.
Well, it's always been, if it's fiscally okay, it's generally going to be okay in general. And we're still a donor county, and we're still the economic engine of, I think, of Michigan. So
Yes.
Good job. Well, thank you very much, Karen Joliat, County Commissioner, District 8.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Oh, I was happy to have you on. I love to have people on, but it's good to have a guest who's in such command of what's going on. And thank you for all joining us here on Eye on Oakland.